This episode is brought to you by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro near you at ramseysolutions.com/smartvestor.
Let's go to Manchester, New Hampshire, and talk to Terry. What's up, Terry?
Hi. Thanks for taking my call.
Of course. Thanks for calling. What's up?
So I'm just looking for a little bit of advice. I'm 60 years old. I just ended a career in which I'm receiving a pension, and I've started a second career, which I'm hoping to work for about the next 10 years. And I'm just wanting to make sure I'm on the right track as far as what I should be investing over the next 10 years.
Very cool. What's your new side hustle? I mean, it's not even a side hustle. What's your new career?
Yeah, I'm consulting.
Excellent.
So I started an LLC. I'm debt-free except for my house. I only owe about $60 on my house. But all I have right now is that pension. It's about $47,000 a year. And I know that's not going to be enough. And I'll tell you, I don't have anything else because of a couple of things. First, I just found you guys a few years ago. But I also have a special needs adult son. So he's in his 30s. So throughout the years when, things come up, and every time I think I have a little bit of money to set aside, something comes up, right? So then I have to spend, or I do spend. So here I am, and I'm getting a little worried because he continues to have needs. But I just want to make sure I'm on the right track. So I have a $47,000 pension. My gross income is about $130 to $150 a year. I have expenses from my business of about $30K, I'd say. And I'm just trying to figure out how much do I put aside, how much do I try to invest between now and then to feel comfortable. I feel like it should be my goal should be about $300,000
in an investment account.
Yeah.
Okay, at 70. So that's your goal. And you still have the mortgage. And the goal for, I would say, let's go into retirement completely debt-free, house and everything. Mm-hmm. And so I would be investing 15% of your awesome income while paying down extra on the house. And in no time, you're going to pay off that house.
Okay.
With this income, right? In the next few years, it's gone. Which means the following 7 years, we can now max out retirement options like, for you, a self-employed person, a solo 401k.
So I tried to ask my tax person and my investment guy about that, and they both were just like, you don't need that. Those are complicated.
What did they say you need?
They have me right now in I rolled some 403B money into a SEP IRA.
Okay, that works too. I like the solo 401k because the contribution limits are massive, especially for someone your age, because you have catch-up contributions. Mm-hmm. So you're talking, I think it's $80,000 this year for someone in your shoes.
Okay.
Which is insane. You can really catch up on retirement with those kind of numbers, and so I would look into that as an option.
Okay.
On top of your IRA.
Terry, I'm going to ask George a question on your behalf. Okay, he's smarter than I am at this stuff. So, Terry, how old are you again?
60.
60. All right, George. My gut tells me that if I was in her situation and I suddenly I created $130,000 to $150,000 in extra value, right? So in New Hampshire, I'm going to guess you'll take home 80 of that after taxes, and then you're going to have 30 of that off the top. So you're going to have $50,000. I would feel an intense internal pressure to not put a penny in retirement until I could just throw everything and get that house taken off. Clear my house at $60,000, work maniacally to get that risk taken off. So I've got that taken care of. And then I would spend the next however many years just socking every penny away and trying to live off that 47. Could I find a world where I just condensed my expenses, my travel, all that kind of stuff, lived off that pension, and I just started saving everything? Is that bad?
I wouldn't say it's bad. I think either way, if you did it on paper, you'll kind of get to that finish line either way. But if you're tracking through the baby steps, it's 15% until the house is paid off, and then we're maxing out retirement. And so I like the idea of you flexing this investment muscle because you really haven't. It's been the pension the whole time. And so you'll get used to not seeing that money in your bank account. Instead, it's going towards your future. And I can crunch the numbers for you here. Let's say you pay off the house in 3 years. Could you pay it off by 63, put $20,000 a year towards it?
Yeah, I can.
And then after that, the mortgage is freed up. On top of the money you can throw, how much could you throw a month after that if you keep making what you're making? $3,000 a month?
I mean, at least.
Okay, so $3,000 a month from 63 to 70, you'll have $362,000 at our 10% rate of return.
And then I just let that sit, really.
Yeah, if you let it sit, I mean, what we've seen in the stock market, it's the rule of 72, it'll double.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a 10% rate of return, that money would double every 7.2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So if you didn't need it, you could live off of your pension for a few years. It's just going to continue to grow. And if that's in a Roth 401k, it's going to be completely tax-free because you used after-tax dollars to fund it.
Okay.
So think about that. It's like net income, $360,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you create a special needs trust.
Doable. This isn't like pie in the sky.
No, I would tell you if you are way out of line. But you told me your goal is $300,000 in that investment account plus your pension. You will be okay.
Okay.
And if you do $4,000 a month, you'll have $483,000. And so you can play around with the numbers using our investment calculator to kind of figure out what that future is going to look like.
And I would create a special needs trust for my child that if something happened.
Okay, I'll need to find out more about that because I feel like I never have enough money to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I would dig into that. But if you end up with $400K in retirement funds or retirement accounts plus your pension, and I don't know how pensions work with trust and with special needs trust. I don't know whether it would be transferable or not.
There's survivor benefits, something like that.
But I would dig in and get every bit of that information. And by the way, some of that panic is the wrong word, but that growing, gnawing, it's tiny right now, but it's getting bigger, that sense of angst, right? Like you're 60 and then you're going to blink and you're going to be 70 and your special needs child will be 40. That it feels like guilt almost, like I need to take care of him. What am I doing? I didn't make enough money. And you start, like a lot of that type of angst is quenched when you have real information.
John, you hit the nail on the head with that because that's what I'm feeling a little bit frantic about.
Yes.
That exact thing you just said.
So finding somebody and saying, I want to learn about this. And here's the words I use now. I want you to teach me like I'm a 9th grader. And I ask folks that about any purchase I'm making, if I'm going on a hunting trip, if I want to learn about this electric circuit thing, I want to learn how to work on the lawnmower. I ask people, teach this to me like I'm in 9th grade. And I walk away learning how to actually do this thing.
Okay.
And at least, even if there's no way you're going to leave that conversation feeling great, right? Like, oh, he's going to be like, you're going to realize, oh, I got a decade's worth of work to do. But you'll have real information and an actual lit path on what direction to take.
Okay.
I think you're going to feel a whole lot better when this is knocked out. I would reach out to a couple of state attorneys in your area and just get a feel and go with the one that you like, that you trust, and have them explain it to you and have them walk you through what is this going to cost to set up. It might be a few $1,000s, but you will sleep so much better at night knowing that you've taken care of your family and now we're on track for retirement.
And George, this goes when it comes to finances, when it comes to retirement, when it comes to future, that angst that we all feel. And the closer you get to the 3rd and 4th quarter of your life, the bigger that anxiety gets. You cannot avoid it or work around it. There's one path only, and it's through it, right? And often that path is lit with real information. And so getting real information on a special needs trust, using the Ramsey retirement calculator to say, how many dollars will equal this many dollars, right?
Getting facts on paper, because your emotions will cloud your judgment and you'll just feel overwhelmed.
All the time. And facts on paper give you a path forward.